Hey guys, John G, Modern Design Aquascaping. Our team builds custom ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. My goal to educate and inspire you about ponds and water features, which brings us to today's video. You just saw my last video about the rec pond that we got to be a part of building for Kenan and Harkin. This video, another video about things that matter with people that matter. My buddy MJ, the pond advisor from the UK, flew over, we spent some time, did some waterfall tours, did some fishing, visited Kenan's again. I'm gonna share this whole cool experience with you. You guys stay tuned and let me know what you think. Give me some feedback if you wanna see more stuff like this, or if you just want me to get back to teaching you all the boring nuts and bolts about how and why water features work the way they work. I'm out. Here about a month ago, before we went to the Amazon, I got to go down to Florida and talk to Kenan and Harkin at his place. But I'm gonna go back, gonna steal the carnivorous plants for my wife's 5-year-old collection. Mark and I are gonna do a little recon this evening when the time is right. And then we're gonna take those guys out and we're gonna plant him up an amazing bog for the corner of his water garden. Head out to Harley Davidson first and check out this cool waterfall we built out there, and then we'll move on.
What's Harley Davidson? Is that a place?
It is an amazing motorcycle shop right up here.
So what's the story, John?
Oh, one of the guys that I used to work with had a good friendship with the owner of the Harley Davidson dealership, and someone bought him this awesome bronze statue. It inspired him to do a waterfall, and their thing is the Dragon here. That highway out there is called the Dragon. These boulders right here, so once we knew what we were gonna do out here, I actually went up on the mountain and picked these boulders exactly just the ones I wanted to create this framed out waterfall. And then everything came back, so it's all lit up at night. It's super cool. All right, man, we're done with the Harley dealership. Let's head on out and get some McDonald's. All right, so we're gonna pull down this long dirt road right here, and it's gonna end at one of the best water features that my team's ever built. Then we're on our way to the mountains to witness one of God's most beautiful creations. So MJ's coming to check this pond out. He just shed his body warmer. Tell me what you really think.
Blown away.
Yeah?
Really, yeah.
It's pretty natural.
I wouldn't say pretty, I would say totally. It's just truly amazing that you've got the big rocks at the bottom, you've got big gravel at the bottom, you've got river boulders, you've got just everything really.
This boulder right here, which is like, I don't know, almost 4 tons, has got a fish cave that goes in under that edge. It goes all the way through underneath where the herons are, is almost all the way through, and there's a waterfall that falls directly into the top over the edge, and it falls into a hole in the top of the fish cave to aerate the water inside there. Yeah. And then it comes out, it makes a turn, and it comes out the other side.
Just that rock alone, what you've done there is absolutely fantastic. The water crashes down on the right hand side and then it gets split. That is really, that rock is just truly amazing. Just that natural crease, and for you to see that the water would do that, and that's where most people miss. That's crazy. What I just want to say to John, who created this, it's more about the pond for me, and you know, to be asked to judge beautiful water features, I can truly say that this is the best pond from a most naturalistic water feature that I've ever seen, and I'm so glad that you won most naturalistic water feature, because this is truly the best water feature from the most naturalistic point of view that I've seen and I've been doing it for all my life. This is 30 years of experience here, guys. This is better in my eyes than Mother Nature, and all I want to do as Mark, the pond advisor, is help people dream, plan and enjoy ponds and water features, and this has just made my trip. This is absolutely fantastic. I'm getting emotional because this is passion. This is not weakness, guys. I love my job. I really do. And is that why it's called the Smoky Mountains? Because of the mist? It looks like it is smoke.
Yep. That's what you get.
It's more of a haze, isn't it? It's just, that's crazy.
How about that? We're getting ready to head out into those mountains to check out some amazing waterfalls. So you ready to go, buddy?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
everything happens for a reason, and you know, when you see a sign for a waterfall, you just got to go and check it out.
Yeah.
Because it might be just one thing that you just go, oh, look at that.
Yeah. And I mean, how do you build greater waterfalls? Travel around and look at how they happen in nature.
That's right. Today I found some real cool stuff, and I just thought it was man recreating nature, but I've seen little pockets of, you know, where you've got your inspiration from.
Yep.
And it's really interesting to see it in nature, and you know, I just thought, you're being creative, but no, you're recreating nature, what you've seen, which is fantastic. It really is.
Well, we've come all the way out here to see a waterfall that I saw a sign for, and what we come to is a river we have to drive across, and my car is not going to hit this river. I've been four-wheeling in my Volkswagen over all these boulders trying to find this secret waterfall, and here we are. Another beautiful place in the mountains, but we got to turn around and go back. I'm not going across that river in my Jetta. So MJ talked me into walking down a little bit to see the falls because he could hear them. Hold on a second now, let's see what you got.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at the rock formation. John, did you build this one?
Right?
How many aqua blocks? What's the flow on this? Words can't describe it. It's unbelievable. You cannot capture this on video. You've got to get here, you've got to be here, you've got to... Words don't describe it, pictures don't describe it, and the videography, even if you're a world-class photographer, you'd still struggle to capture the sound, the light, the water. You just got to get outside and enjoy it.
So you like that waterfall, huh?
Yeah, I think that was the best one so far.
Awesome, man. Let's go see what else we can find. The higher we get, it seems like the faster the water's going. It gets more narrow. It makes bigger drops, and the boulders that are laying in there are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is one of those waterfalls I was talking about that I wanted to take MJ out to see. Let's see what he thinks of this one.
This is a mystery waterfall, but just look at it. It's just beautiful. It's just magic.
All right, man, well, let's keep rocking it out. We're heading towards Jupiter, Florida. So Kamp Kenan, here we go. Woo! Today, after all of our shenanigans yesterday, we've finally gotten on a highway, and we're doing 65 miles an hour heading straight south towards Jupiter, Florida, to go meet up with Kenan and Harkin and introduce you to him and his whole establishment down there at Kamp Kenan. You know, it started out, Mark, that I was so excited about the plants that we commandeered from my wife, and getting those and finishing off that whole bog area that I created. Just a little spot that I got to work in the back of the pond when we were there a month or so ago. And I've been like so excited to get back and see, you know how we often get to build stuff and we don't get to see the half 100%.
I've just seen the videos, and I can't wait to see the pond.
A big project, and we put it in, and then you leave, and all you ever see is it's almost full of water, or it's not been rinsed, the water's not clear. We don't get to see it with any plants. So you get to go do cool things that matter with people that matter, but then at the end of the day, you ideally want to get back and see it in its livable condition, you know? So we've just made it to Florida, and apparently by the look of the sky behind me, rain might be in our future. We finally arrived, Jupiter, Florida. Kenan and Harkin's place out here at the camp, and we're gonna cruise up here and put in these carnivorous plants. We got a bag of moss and a bucket of carnivorous plants that you saw us commandeer earlier. And here's Kenan. Good to see you, man.
Psyched, man. Yeah, I'm so
Good to see
psyched
you.
you guys are back now.
Let's get her done.
So these are pitcher plants.
Yeah.
Those are pitcher plants. Go ahead, get scientific for me.
All
'cause
different stuff.
What do we got? What's
in our
species
area,
is
they're
that?
just
Pitcher
waking
plant?
up. Yep.
Yeah. Sarracenia for the Latin junkies.
I definitely want to save these plants. I think we're maybe the wetland.
The Pondoteria, you see the way that these are going black?
Yep.
It's because there's not enough water.
Okay.
So the Pondoteria, or the pickerel rush, is basically a case of they want to be up to 1/3 of the foliage under the water.
Okay.
I think this one's a Lisma. I'm not 100% sure. It might be an Echidornidorus, because obviously I'm out of my comfort zone here in Florida.
Yeah, no worries.
Echidornidorus.
I got a Diplopolypopulus over here. What I love about what you bring to the table is your passion for plants, and then you bring me an actual scientific plant nerd and horticulturist for water gardening. So,
There you
all
go.
right, so the first things first, I guess I should start pulling up some of these plants, huh?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
get them
let's
out
get-
and
let's get
put
to
them
work.
wet.
So tell me again what
I
this
believe this is a leather fern.
is. Leather
and,
fern. We're going with that.
Yeah.
How awesome it is, though. That thing looks like it's going to get really massive. We're going to put it right into the bog. Yeah,
Yeah,
right
I
with the
think-
carnivorous plants.
I love this because it reminds me of like a super primitive plant. Like
Totally, Jurassic Park. Yes, sir. We are on the same page.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
That's a
awesome.
nice centerpiece when we're sitting.
Things that matter with people that matter. That's my shtick. Now look at what I've got back here behind me. I've got Kenan and Harkin in his new rec pond, and my buddy MJ, the two guys that I am here because of them. And they're gleaning on each other. Kenan's teaching us about YouTubing. MJ's teaching us about pond plants. I'm teaching us about how to do a carnivorous plant bog, and that's what I'm all about. Things that matter with people that matter. I love my job.
What was part of the layout when Ed Ballou and I talked about laying this out was to create the habitat for the leopard tortoises. They're actually drinking from the back edge of the waterfall.
That's so
that
cool.
Is really cool. We've now taken a species that doesn't use, that traditionally doesn't swim, but we've given them an element to where they need fresh water. They've got it, and they love it. They walk in here, they soak, they drink, then they wander on. The only other thing I had to do was, since I'm a tortoise guy, I understand what they're capable of doing. I put some logs on the waterfall. It's not the prettiest log. I'll probably find some others, but that's
Looks
keeping
great.
them. It's keeping them from walking up.
Gotcha.
And then I had to put in these fences, these little wire fences that I'm going to spray with concrete and carve it and make
Gotcha.
it look more natural. Because I laid out that wall with the understanding that they're tortoises and what they can accomplish as far as climbing. The Aquascape folks laid that one out.
We don't know
Yeah,
tortoises.
You don't know tortoises. So they were walking up and out, and I'm like, ah! So I don't want
Right.
to lose any tortoises, man.
Kenan's pulling out Hercules.
Yeah. Don't worry, folks. This is not hurting him at all. It's just like a tortoise slide. Whoop. This is how I pull out the large guys.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. He's awesome. How old do you think this guy is?
This guy is about 22.
22. Same age as my boy.
Basically means sculpted or furrowed or grooved, and you can really get a sense of that from their shell. It looks like a piece of wood that has been carved. And then when we even get closer and we see the animal's auger-like scales here on his front legs, you can really see how this is a burrowing species.
actually. No, it's too cold.
What is it?
It's a Mertens water monitor. They're from Australia, like Northern Australia. And this one came from one of my viewers who had it. They're not one you find in the pet trade in the United States too often. So it's kind of nice that I have this guy.
He was pretty cooperative.
Yes, exactly. It's a little cool today.
What was he?
That's a brown anole. That's actually an invasive.
Oh, jeez.
No, it's an invasive anole. Usually we'd have the green anoles, but they've been forced higher up into the foliage. The brown anoles, they're more of a ground dweller.
All right.
I came to America in 2013 to Pandemonium, and I was basically the first person from Europe to come over to Pandemonium. And I saw John's Jeep with a kayak on the top, and I was like, that is me. I didn't know it was John's. And then John that year won Artist of the Year, and I was like, I need to talk to that guy. And here I am, however many years on, got me kayaking. And
Yeah, doing fun stuff, man. And then the other cool thing I love about it is the fact that you guys are out in nature getting inspired by it and taking that back to people's back gardens or yards or whatever.
Built my first pond when I was 11 on a pocket money budget, so I had 6 paid rounds to fund my addiction of ponds and water features. So I've been doing it all my life. I did it 25 years before I came out to America.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah, that's
So
cool.
yeah, it's crazy.
I appreciate the fact of working, like using nature as a canvas or a palette and painting with rock and plants. And my whole MO with Kamp Kenan here in this backyard was, as a 5-year-old going to the Bronx Zoo, my first real introduction to wildlife. But I loved how they created this kind of oasis in the middle of that jungle, the concrete jungle, right?
Yeah.
And I loved the reptile house because there was such artistry in the displays. I actually lived in a basement apartment my father owned, and I took one room, man, and I had tree branches and monitor lizards running around. I'm dead serious. It was nuts. It was in Long Island, and the animals actually dug, one monitor lizard dug through the drywall, because you put a bunch of humidity. I had like an 8-foot pond in there. This woman I used to work with at a record store, she lived above me. She called my answer machine one day screaming because a 4-foot lizard came out of the tiles of a drop ceiling and landed on her when she was in the shower. All right, so I've always been messing around with animals. I've always been trying to create cool habitats, and it wasn't until I moved to Florida that I really started to go to another level. And then when I met the guys at Aquascape, it really opened my eyes as to what's possible with creating these habitats.
What happens at the end is, I get here and I meet you and I find out that you're about the environment and you're about teaching kids and you're about basically saving the planet as far as I'm concerned.
I can't believe that this is my life. I never thought I mean, I had daydreamed about it, but this is what I always wanted to do.
All right, guys, thanks for tuning in with us. I hope you enjoyed this amazing journey that I had with MJ getting to go visit Kenan. There's one more Kenan video yet to come. I packed up one more time with all my boys and we went on a sort of workcation. Stay tuned to witness that. There will be frisbee golf and we got to build an awesome stream for the tortoises over at Kenan. So you guys do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, do all that business. You know the routine. We'll keep doing things that matter with people that matter, and we'll see you all next time.